the amount of revenue coming in, because you raise rates so high, it locks investors in, and they don't want to sell an asset and invest in the next new thing. It creates innovation and spurs the economy. They'll hold it. That is a mistake. It's a giant step backwards. And again, it's another example of President Biden and these far left progressives who are seeking to slow this economy down and kill job growth, kill investment, kill innovation.
Yeah. Well, you know, even if he...
Those who cared for him might have given it to him right after he saw it.
Sponsors
Of need.
Hi, I'm Jane King, and thank you for watching. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies. We bring you the innovators behind the companies making the headlines in that space. Some are sponsored, some are invited, all are curated and focused on telling you, the viewers, their story. Here we go. Tonix Pharmaceuticals just finished a trial of its COVID vaccine on animals. And with me is the CEO, Seth Lutterman, to explain the findings. So, Seth, I took a quick look at these. It looks pretty good. Can you go into detail about what your trial results were with this COVID vaccine?
Thanks, Jane. We're very excited. We tested our vaccine on non-human primates in an experiment where we vaccinated the animals with our vaccine versus two controls, either a sham vaccine or a vaccine that was closely related but wasn't designed to protect against COVID. And in the fourth quarter of last year, we announced very encouraging results about the immune response that these non-human primates mounted. But today, we announced that the vaccinated animals were protected against COVID-2. COVID-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19. So the top line of the results that was issued today was 6 days later, which is a relevant time in this animal model. The vaccinated animals had undetectable levels. So, and in contrast, the animals that were not vaccinated or were vaccinated with a control vaccine had much more.
Okay, well, congratulations, Seth, on that. And then you're also, in addition to that, doing a rally study enrollment. So this is a fibromyalgia treatment. Tell me about that.
Yes, it's pretty surprising that a company our size could have Monday's announcement overshadowed to some extent by Wednesday's announcement. But we thought that Monday's announcement that the rally study was 50% enrolled was a very important milestone for our company. That is our lead program. It's in phase 3 development. We already have a positive phase 3 study called the Relief Study that we announced in December, but we had begun enrolling the second phase 3 study at risk. So we were already enrolling it when we got the results from the first phase 3, but our recent announcement that it's 50% enrolled is important because that cohort that's now enrolled will be the cohort that will be analyzed in what's called the interim analysis in the third quarter. So the patients that we announced are enrolled will be analyzed to see how well they did. And in the third quarter, the interim analysis committee will get back to us with one of 4 answers. One is stop for success, that we may have already satisfied the requirement of a successful phase 3. The other is just continue as planned, and both of those are very positive announcements for the company. The third would be add more patients. Also a very positive announcement because that just increases our chances to win, but it would delay the final results. And then the fourth analysis that we're not expecting, we think is quite unlikely, would be futility. But based on the results of our successful relief study, I think that, we're hoping for one of the positive results from that.
So let's back up a bit and tell me about fibromyalgia. How big of an issue is that? What kind of market could this be?
It is a big problem and a big market. Fibromyalgia is a chronic pain condition, and people who have it experience pain from basically when they're diagnosed with fibromyalgia till pretty much the end of their lives. It is unique because the pain is experienced all over the body, and that makes it very disabling, unpleasant, and frustrating for fibromyalgia patients. The pain is the most predominant symptom, but there are two other important syndromes. One is a sleep problem that's associated with it, and another is fatigue. So there are about 10 million United States adults who are believed to have fibromyalgia, and most of them are treated, but more than half of them are dissatisfied with the medicines they're taking. And you see that dissatisfaction play out in a couple of ways. One is that they switch between medicines, both approved medicines and unapproved medicines. Another way you see that dissatisfaction is that they take more than one medicine for fibromyalgia at the same time. On average, American adult fibromyalgia patients take 2.6 medicines, meaning that almost the average is to take 3 different medicines at once. And I think that is frustration because the existing medicines only act for the most part on pain, and what's really needed is something that has broad spectrum activity.
And when will you have the results from the Rally study?
So we'll have the interim results from Rally in the third quarter of this year, and we'll have the top line results before the end of the year.
Okay. And then what are the next steps then for this fibromyalgia treatment?
Well, because we're basically repeating a positive study, we've begun at risk to prepare the new drug application. So with positive data from the Rally study in the second half of this year, in the fourth quarter of this year, we believe that we will be in a position to submit the new drug application to FDA in the first half of 2022. And once the NDA is submitted, it's about a year to approval. So we have already completed a lot of important elements of the of what's required. For example, we've completed long-term toxicology, we've completed fed fasting, dose proportionality, all sorts of things that most people don't focus on. So essentially, what we need left is to have a positive p-value on this second confirmatory phase 3 study.
Okay. And then finally, you just released your 10K, your annual report. Can you kind of highlight that? What might investors be interested in?
Thanks. Yes, the 10K was issued on March 15th. And I think some of the things that are important to investors is that we announced that at the end of 2020, we had $77 million in cash. We have a simple balance sheet. We have no debt. We have no preferred stock. And we have a simple cap structure that we have a minuscule number of warrants, and they're not material to our cap structure. So I think that's a very healthy balance sheet, a very simple cap structure, which I think investors appreciate. We also announced or summarized that already in 2021, we have raised gross approximately $110 million in 2 offerings. So between the $77 million that we had at the end of the year and the $110 million gross that's been raised in 2021, I think we're on solid financial footing to pursue our objectives of 2021.
And what are your objectives for 2021?
Well, the most important objective, as we've discussed, is to bring home the Raleigh study, the confirmatory phase 3 study in fibromyalgia, which with a positive study, a drug ready for NDA, would be transformative to our company. The other big thing we're hoping for, again, something we talked about, is to get our COVID-19 vaccine, TNX 1800, into a phase 1 human study.
Okay, well, thank you. Very interesting update, Seth, and best of luck. And please come back and update us as these trials and studies go on throughout the year.
Thank you very much for your interest.
Thank you. Petproducts.com. Thousands of products. An Al Simon Wee Pad Inventor Company. Native Coin is creating a cryptocurrency that will be used in tribal businesses, casinos, and online gaming platforms. And with me to explain more about what Native Coin is doing and an update is the president of the company, Randy Williams. So Randy, great to see you again.
Well, Jane, thank you for having us.
Yes, look forward to an update here. So I guess a quick, just kind of tell us quickly what Native Coin is doing and give me a little bit of your bio.
Well, I'm the president of Native Coin. I'm Tlingit and Oto. I'm a product of the boarding school. My parents both went to Haskell boarding school, so it's the interesting aspect of the history of Native people who a lot of them went to the boarding schools. So that's sort of my background. I'm the president of Native Coin right now, and we're moving forward with the coin. So we're real excited about that and real happy to be on your show. So thank you very much.
Well, now the last time we talked, there were some things in the works. So, and that was a few months ago. So can you give me any update about the progress you made or where you are with some of your projects?
Well, we listed, and we're on exchanges now. That's real exciting. You can go to our website, nativecoin.com, and look for the exchanges that we're on. We also have talked to several tribes, and that's real exciting because we've talked to tribes about putting in the ATM kiosk on their reservation and in their casinos as well. So those are kind of the exciting things that Native Coin is doing. We just had a meeting the other day and we were talking about the NFTs, right? And how that will impact the Native community and how we can support the Native community with that. That's a strong.
That's really interesting. What kind of things, how do you think that might be able to be applied?
Well, Native artisans, of course, are localized, right? Mm-hmm. And so if we can create an opportunity, a world's market for them, I mean, that just expands their buying base just tremendously. I mean, it's just so exciting for that to happen. But not only that, we look at it as an opportunity to create opportunities for the language to be preserved. Because we can preserve their language, we can preserve their history, their spoken history. We can preserve their art. We can preserve a lot of things that tribes may have a difficult time keeping in today's fast society, and it'll always be there for them. And so those are the things that we look to do. I mean, we're just not just here to develop the coin, make money. We actually want to give back to the communities that we're going to serve, so to speak. And the Native community certainly is that community in which we want to support.
Yeah, that NFT could be a really interesting application for you. So we'll do an update on that later in the year once things get on. And you've also got, speaking of giving back, you've got a new foundation, right? So what's that about?
Well, that's just about, we look at what we can do for the communities, right? And some tribes do it very well with their casinos, and they have the opportunity to provide very good support for their tribal members. Other tribes don't have casinos, and I will I'm in Alaska, so I'll just take a minute to talk about that. There are over 200 tribes up here that don't have casinos. There are no casinos in the state except for one on one reservation, because tribes in Alaska don't have reservations. So they don't have the opportunity to create that kind of income that reservation tribes do. Other tribes down south in the lower 48, they don't have casinos as well. And so we created a foundation that will have the opportunity to support those tribes economically, where if a tribal member says, I would like to start a business, we want to support that. If a tribal member wants to go to college, we want to support that. Those are the things that we're looking at supporting for tribes.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a very interesting conference. So, Thank you, Randy, for joining. I look forward to updates as the year goes on, now with the listing and the NFT possibility as well. It should be an exciting year for you.
Yeah, it should be real exciting, and we're always happy to talk to you and have the opportunity to speak to you, because you offer so much to the cryptocurrency world, and we thank you for that.
Yeah, well, thank you, and good to hear from you, and I look forward to an update.
Hey, thank you very much. Nice talking to you.
Petproducts.com, thousands of products, an Al Simon Wee Pad inventor company. FinxFlo is the world's first fully regulated crypto brokerage. And with me is the CEO, James Gillingham, to explain exactly what this means all the way from Singapore. So great to be talking to you on the other side of the world. And James, if you could just explain your background and what is FinxFlo all about?
So I had a very unconventional start to life. I left school at the age of 16 years old to pursue a career as a professional soccer player or football player for my English fans. After getting injured, I then pursued a career in financial services. So I moved into the traditional world of finance. I was a trader. I was trading Forex. I then went to help manage a $4 billion fund of hedge funds. Whilst I was there, I started to develop my own fully automated trading algos. After real good success there, I then created my own company, my own business. And that was when I actually employed one of my first staff at that particular company. And he introduced me into Bitcoin back in 2013. So that was a very, very interesting foray for the first kind of time for me to move into the digital asset space. Then after Jagero, the fully automated algorithmic company, I essentially sold it. Then I moved on. Then I was creating a bunch of different brokerages. I fell out of love with crypto because of what happened in 2013 and the exchange that I was trading on at that time. It was hacked, and I ended up losing those funds. And I thought, oh, this is a scam. So I actually didn't trade at all in crypto until 2017. And then I started to trade in crypto. I was still running some FX brokerages and things like that. And then I came up with the idea for FinxFlo around 2 years ago. And then we started operating a brokerage that's running today.
Okay, well, what an interesting kind of path that took you here. And 2013, that was really early in the Bitcoin world. I think it was about 2017 when I started to get interested. So, which feels like it's been a while. So then how did the idea of FinxFlo come to you?
So, to be honest, after the issues of 2013, 2014, I was very skeptical, right? So I was one of these skeptical people, and especially being in the more traditional world of finance, I was like, oh, it's a scam, it's a fake, it's to pay for nefarious activity, right? It's not something that I want to be involved with. It took me a number of years to kind of get over that kind of experience, and then in 2017, as I say, I started to trade, and being a traditional FX trader, I like to be able to get global liquidity. So I essentially opened up a bunch of exchange accounts, but it was very, very difficult to be able to do that because I had to open up all these accounts with KYC, AML, and then you log in, and then you're looking at 4 or 5 screens, and you're looking around to try and see whatever the best possible price is, because I'm an intraday trader. So after that kind of headache and pain, I was like, there must be an aggregator, there must be a brokerage where I can log into one account and have multiple pools of liquidity or exchanges that are plugged into one venue, essentially. I kind of searched, I looked, I couldn't find any. So then I kind of contacted my buddy and ex-working colleague, Thomas Plaskasinski, and I said to him, hey, can you build this? Like, from a technical standpoint. So yeah, we then went about building and developing the actual trading platform that is now been built and developed today to be able to help traders gain access to much better pricing, much better security, and just ensure that we are adding a lot of benefit to lots of people's lives who are trading crypto.
Oh, interesting. So plans to expand? I mean, it sounds like you're already global, but what are your plans for the rest of 2021?
So 2021 is to finalize all of the regulations globally. We're hiring quite rapidly. In fact, like there's a lot of pressure on our TA team, our talent acquisition. We're really trying to find real good talent because we're trying to grow extremely fast because, as we mentioned earlier on, we are the world's first. So considering that we're the world's first, we need to kind of move very, very quickly and swiftly in our domain in order to ensure that we have the competitive advantage. So we're expanding super fast globally. By the end of this year, we're actually launching the platform. So the platform will be live on the 3rd of May. We open up the taps in the first week of June. So we're hoping that by the end of this year, we should have about 100,000 active traders globally. We have various different ways of obtaining those with marketing and other areas. But yeah, we have an extreme amount of growth. We're going to go from a headcount of about 40 up to about 150 within the next year.
Wow. Okay. Busy. It sounds like you've got a busy few months ahead of you. So thank you, James. Fascinating to hear about FinxFlo, and I look forward to an update later on this year.
Sounds great. Pleasure speaking to you. Take care.
Petproducts.com. Thousands of products. An Al Simon Wee Pad Inventor Company. Platon Life is a new age digital ecosystem. It combines different features and tools using blockchain technology. And with me is Daniel Tenner, who is the founder, and also Julia Tenner, who is a co-founder of the company. So great to see you guys.
Hello, Dan. Hello. Thank you.
So talk to me about Platon Life. What problems are you solving? What solutions do you offer?
So the mainly problem is that there's many problems in crypto, right? But the main problem is the theft. Then the other thing is that lack of knowledge, very hard technical stuff is there going on. So we're solving kind of like, it's like a Christmas packet, you know? You get everything in one. So at first, we have insured wallets, our wallets. So it means against the theft. But what's the most important that it's against the theft online. In the time when you're changing your assets, your tokens to different ones, you manage them. So that's the time when somebody can hack it and just take it away. So that's where our wallets are insured against that, up to 500,000 euros. And of course, in the whole system, we have like the whole ecosystem, and we have there also education, which is really, I think, important. So we want to educate like people so they can see that easy way to use. What is it? What is a blockchain? So they will find it not so hard to understand, and they can accept it really quick. And the education is now in process. So it will be at first with my marketing director. It will be videos, and when the people will see the videos, and in the end, each of the sections. So it means the first will be what is a blockchain, let's say, etc. And then we explain very simple way, so and funny way, so the people won't sleep. And in the end, there will be questions, and if they get it right, they will be rewarded in our tokens, in our coins. So it will be motivating for them to go on.
So then you've also got the token, right? The PLTC token.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how does that work with the business model, and is there a real life application for that token?
So the application is already in process. It will be soon, like I think
6 months.
Six-
We want to develop until the end of this year.
yeah.
iOS application and also application for Android. And we hope it will be done in the end of this year.
Yeah, but we have now web responsible platform like PlatonLive.com, so it's nicely done. It's easy also, but of course, application when it will be developed, it will be more interactive, let's say.
And then what kind of, do you have plans for the coin? Rather than the buying and selling, like should people buy this PLTC now, or how does that?
Yeah, it's the point of the whole ecosystem that people, now if they buy it now is a good time, because now we're like 38 cents, and we're still going and growing up and up. We don't also we have a closed emission, so we have 300 million coins, and that's it. And that ecosystem is about that people will buy it and use it on the store through the vouchers, through the trading, and it will go circulating. And the more people will use it, the more stronger the community and the Platon coin will be.
Okay.
And of course, yeah.
But I was
Everyone,
go ahead.
okay, sorry. Everyone who using the coin in the real time through our platform make the huge rates and support our rates on the exchanges, because we have the closing issuance of the coins, and more users, more members who using our coins make more value of all of the ecosystem and more value of the Platon coins.
Got it. Okay, so more users brings more value to
Yes.
the whole ecosystem, right? Okay, so what are your plans then for the rest of 2021?
Yeah, I know. Our plan is easy to grow of our community, and now we have around 5,000 active users and members, and until the end of this year we want to have around 100,000 of active users in our platform, and also we want to finish and launch the mobile applications for Android and iOS, and grow successfully to the other region. That is until this year our plans.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations on your success so far. Good luck, Julia and Daniel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
information, truth,